You guys, week 3 is here. And what did I learn from week 1 and week 2? I couldn't tell you. It was ups and downs. A lot of teams that were underperforming and overperforming, for the record, as always. This always happens. Week 1 and week 2 is when all the shocks come out. There was a couple of downs that were significantly down, I would say, and there was those downs that we kind of expected. And we'll go over the big headlines associated with a lot of the matchups we want to go through with you guys today. And I want to start out with a game that I feel like maybe, and this is no discredit to the Bulls and USF, but Florida has reached their tipping point, it would appear. I have said this time and time again. I said it in the pod last week. I said it before the game and after. And I said it all summer long, if you guys have been tuning in with us. But Billy Napier is not going to be your ticket to a national championship. I am so sorry. How many people have been talking about the Bulls upset of the Gators this week? I haven't really been hearing a ton. What I have read and what I have seen is that, oh, okay, well, Billy Napier choked again. The Gators choked again. All this hype, everything, the weapons, the coaching. What was that play calling? Okay. Florida at LSU. I want you to start. Tell me what you see in this game. I have a few things I'd like to say at the end.
This game, I don't think, obviously that loss Florida had wasn't, good for the program, wasn't good for the morale, especially going into a game against LSU. But if anything, it should turn them up a bit, If after getting upsetted like that, I'm sure you got like a chip on your shoulder and you're trying to go into, is it away or at home? Do you know? I think it's away.
It's at LSU.
Yeah, so I'm sure that they're going in there with a different mentality. I mean, they have to. This LSU team is really good. I'm still feeling LSU though. Like, they're just talented.
You're saying
every single aspect.
You're saying you feel LSU in this, like you want to take their spread. They're at -7.5 right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people do like that Florida spread too, but I don't know. We'll see how the line moves on the game day. Obviously I would like it more on that 6.5 kind of, but
okay. Yeah. I mean, I understand taking LSU by a touchdown at home. What concerns me about this game, we said the recipe for disaster is when you have your home field advantage, you have your points advantage, you want to get revenge from last year. I mean, that's what is happening with LSU right now. And what Vegas decided to do, for the record, they opened at 9.5 point favorites. And they've tumbled down to 7.5. And if you want the 6.5, Brandon, you're going to get it. I think it's going to keep tumbling down.
I think so.
Because
it's got to.
And here is my 2 cents on why I think this game is closer than what the public feels like. I feel like this game kind of has a 26-25 to it. I think it's not pushing the touchdown win. Now, that's the gamble I'm going to take. I like Florida, and the main reason I like Florida to cover here at the very least is the sense of urgency that Florida's staff has right now. I think Billy Napier has and will continue to be in the hot seat through the next few weeks. He might even get fired after this game if they lose too hard.
Yeah.
I think the urgency alone forces the game to go into the fourth, and I'm going to ride the one touchdown. I'm going to ride the one touchdown bet. I like Florida plus 7.5, and if they do shift up to 8.5, I will double down on them for the record. LSU, just for the record, they're missing their starting center. It's questionable right now, last I checked. Also, their tight end, I think Tradez Green is his name. But that's, I mean, just like Joel Klatt said, it's the nature of sports. You're going to have injuries, like a contact sport. So what am I writing? I'm writing the home field advantage, the points, and the fact that this is a revenge game. Brian Kelly, you have everything set in front of you. This Florida team is in shambles. After their performance last week, the line did not go up, but the bets are still right now heavy on LSU. I think Florida covers here. Again, the urgency, still have DJ Lagway, who's an excellent, excellent quarterback. And I'm hoping that
This guy,
urgency-
this guy's always, there's always a sense of urgency though with Napier. Is there not?
Um,
Is he not always on the hot seat? Come on, it's LSU. Come on.
I know.
Let's go. Enough with the urgent. The urgency is past. There's no more. It's do or die,
listen,
brother.
they don't have. I don't think they have a chance to win this game. Don't get me wrong. They lose this game, but I think because of the playmaking ability of DJ Lagway, I think the play calling is going to be more aggressive just because he's going to play for the win. And as a result, they'll put up points. It's DJ Lagway at the end of the day. All I'm asking for is 20 points. I think Florida defense can hold LSU to 26 at home. And I think that's fair. And if you told Brian Kelly you're going to get 26 points at home, he'd be more than thrilled against Florida in an SEC matchup. So there's a lot to look forward in that game. I think this game is just going to be closer than people think. That's all. I'm going to go to this game next. We're going to head over to the ACC, and I'm only going to go over this game with you guys today because I have no clue what I'm going to put money on for this game. And I want you guys to help me. I want everyone go in the comments and tell me I'm an idiot, okay? But here's what I'm going to spell out what I see. Yeah, I got my notes at. Clemson is visiting Georgia Tech. It's a noon game. It's a noon kickoff, which is kind of boring. I wish this was under the lights. 54.5 is the over-under, and Georgia Tech currently, today, is plus 2.5. When I did my research on this, they were plus 3.5 yesterday, and they opened at plus 6.5. So the line will continue to change. I think it'll reach a point. Georgia Tech might actually be favored in this game when it comes down to the kickoff. Haynes King. Okay.
That's your boy.
I know.
That's your boy.
Know. I have been hyping this guy up since the summer, and that's because he's my favorite quarterback in the league, and he still is to this day. So I know you guys are going to ask, why are you not hammering Georgia Tech? I'm going to tell you why. Haynes King did not play last week. Why did he not play? They did the same thing last year. They literally had that guy Philo, that backup quarterback, and he's more of a throwing guy anyway. He's a pocket passing quarterback who has the ability to scramble if he needs to. But again, Haynes King, if it's ever a design QB run, is always going to be Haynes King. So they have a good backup quarterback. Haynes King did not play last week. That was calculated. That was done by Pranke on purpose. He wants to sit him for a full 2 weeks so he's fully prepared to play this massive, massive playoff implication game at home early in the season.
Huge.
So he wants him at 100%. Between you and me, Brandon, I think the injury is bullshit. I don't think there was any injury. I don't think he had a lower body injury. That's too vague. I think he just wanted to get that 1 week of extra rest. God, what is happening with Clemson? What is happening with Clemson? You and me specifically spent all the offseason talking about how Cade Klubnik should be the favorite for the Heisman. He's not even on the ballot anymore. After those 2 weeks, it's impossible to win. 2 touchdowns in 2 games, and you play Troy at home that you had to have a comeback victory in the 4th. Their time of possession, here's fun fact of the day, their time of possession currently ranks 118th in the country. They're giving the ball away. They're making too many mistakes. Let's take a step back. What is happening in this game? Dabo Swinney is going to play against Brent Key, who is a great head coach. Do not get me wrong. But if you were to tell me on a neutral site who's winning that game, I would say 95 times out of 100, I'm going to give it to Dabo. Because of, I just know he has that championship mentality and he knows how to play for the big games. So is he going to treat this like a big game on the road? Absolutely, he will. My issue is it is very difficult to take this team now that they fall into plus 2.5. It's difficult to take Georgia Tech. I'm leaning more towards Clemson, and I might end up leaning more towards it come kickoff. It just depends on how the line is going to go. I like Clemson to cover it since it's at 2.5, but once it gets back to the 3.5 territory, I'm gonna rock the home underdog in the ACC matchup. Haynes King is still a great quarterback. He's going to keep up. The question is, really, it's going to come down to whether or not Cade Klubnik is going to show up and play. Are you going to hit your passes? I don't know. What do you see in this game?
Yeah, Georgia Tech really has like the ball in their court. You know what I mean? Like this is like a dream scenario for them. Like Clemson, a team that had all the hype, is coming in like, flat to start the season, 2 games in a row. They almost lost to Troy. They lost their first big matchup to LSU. I'm feeling Georgia Tech. That spread though, like you're saying, the line just moved too much, 3.5. But I will say, if there is a scenario where Georgia Tech beats Clemson, this is the dream scenario, So I almost want to take them to outright win, but I mean, I don't know. It's still Clemson at the end of the day. It's Dabo Sweeney. Dabo's Dabo. I'm taking Georgia Tech though.
He has his number, by the way. I think he's 12-5 against Georgia Tech specifically since he took over as head coach. By the way, 17 years is insane. He's in his 18th season with Clemson.
Is he?
It's a difficult game. Even the line 54.5 on the total points is kind of crazy too. I mean, they know it's going to be a lot of points in this game. Again, want to reiterate, the closer it gets to even, the more inclined I feel like taking Clemson, because it'll just give me better odds on the better team winning. That's what it feels like. Better team on paper, I should say. It's college football after all. Here's two teams that actually look phenomenal on paper. Both in the preseason, so far in their first 2 games, maybe not so much. We got a weird SEC powerhouse matchup in South Carolina as Diego Pavia comes to town. Now, I got a ton of notes for this game, actually, kind of absurd notes. Vanderbilt is going off. Diego Pavia, as expected, is a dog. You're talking dude. Over 40 points of offense, or over 40 points on offense, back to back. They were down at the half against Tech. They did not look good, and they rallied so hard. The second half adjustments were on point. They ended up beating Tech by 24. Now, Diego Pavia currently ranks 17th in offensive output in the country. The defense actually, now granted, Vanderbilt's strength of schedule hasn't been the most elite so far, but their defense in points per game ranks in the top 50, in yards per game top 25, and in pass is top 15. Their pass defense is top 15. It's a 7:45 kickoff, which makes me scared. It's a night kickoff in South Carolina. Why does that make me scared? Because South Carolina has Lenora Sellers, for one. Don't want to take that away. But at home, I've seen the atmosphere in that stadium, and it is terrifying at night. Now, Brady Hunt, that tight end, really, really good tight end. He's right now listed as questionable, so not entirely sure how that's going to go. I'm leaning pretty heavily on South Carolina nonetheless.
Yep.
Their defense is elite. Their turnovers are top 15. In their takeaways, they're top 15, and I believe in the turnover margin specifically, they're top 20. I see a score line, pretty low scoring, but I see a score line here close to 25-16. I know, a little bit of a janky score line. South Carolina takes it, and that means that they cover the -4.5 that they're at right now. Now, again, Diego Pavia has messed me up on the road. Remember, you and me both took Tech last week, okay?
Yep,
I understand that, and I'm doing it again. What's the saying? Fool me once? Listen, I love Lenoris Sellers. Nothing's going to take that away.
So
Tell me you love him too.
Yeah, no, of course. You know me. What?
Yeah.
I had him, I'm pretty sure, in my top 3, if I'm not mistaken, going into the season. Yeah.
100%. What do you think of this game? Do you think he covers?
I like South Carolina as well. The lines moved, it opened up at 5.5, I want to say, 6.5, something like that. And it's moved since then. They just have more talent, I think, on the offensive side of the ball too, more than Tech for sure. I know they put on a great performance against Tech, but I also don't think they've played a player as impactful as Lenora Sellers yet this season. A guy that really does control the game completely, pretty much, with his production. So because of Lenora Sellers and just a more talented team, I got to take.
It's tough, they both have.
It's at home too. It's under the lights. It could be an upset. Vandy's not, it's not rare to, there's no stranger to that. So.
I think playing both of them having played the same team it's so weird that that's happened.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you can look at those games and indicate the strength of one team over the other. I mean, South Carolina, for the record, has a crazy record all time against Vanderbilt. It's like 30-4. And I just think at home at night, under the lights, just like you said, it's too difficult to overcome. I mean, this isn't Tech. This is the SEC.
It's the SEC.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's a tough game. I mean, that'll be really, really fun to watch. Okay, we're gonna stay in the SEC.
Let's do it.
And I want you to start on this game.
Oh boy.
Because Georgia's coming into town, into Tennessee, and currently they're favored by 3.5.
Yep.
Tell me, what do you see?
It's insane. Yeah.
What do you want? What are you looking for as an outcome?
The history of like whenever these two play, like Kirby just has Tennessee and Josh Heupel's number. Excuse me. Like every single time. I mean, it's a dub for Georgia. I like the Bulldogs a lot in this game. I think Joey Aguilar he's a quarterback. I like him a lot. But Tennessee, I mean, this is going to be their toughest opponent yet. The toughest defense they've played so far. I think Georgia, as far as like the rest of the SEC, has taken like the least drop off in comparison to the rest of the schools, like over the past like 3 or 4 years, I'd say. They're just still like an elite program. I really do think that I think Georgia pulls this one out for sure. I like Gunnar Stockton. I know they haven't played the toughest of opponents yet. Maybe Tennessee has played some tougher opponents, but yeah, I'm going with Kirby.
Listen.
I'm going with Kirby. Like,
listen,
they're on an 8-game win streak. You know that? It's an 8-game win streak against Tennessee.
I understand that. Here's the issue that I have is, I mean, Georgia has run the same exact identity for the past 4 or 5 years now. And what is that identity? That identity is excellent on defense, especially in the front seven, against the run in particular, but also rush first offense with and now in more recent years, now that we're in the NIL era, is that you want a tandem of backs who can all do, any assortment of things for any sort of downs and any sort of schemes. So Georgia's been running that, and they've been running it to a T, and they've been doing well. And now they got Gunnar Stockton at the helm on the road. Now, Joel Klatt, actually, it wasn't just Joel Klatt. A lot of people credit Gunnar Stockton with his performance, especially in the playoffs last year. I mean, he played well. I don't think he played poorly at all. Even when he stepped in at halftime for Carson Beck, he was able to close out the game and do just enough. But that Georgia defense carried them and kept the game close. College football is entirely a game of momentum, and it has a ton of emotion built into it as a result. Tennessee right now is on the other end of the spectrum. Joey Aguilar, who's playing phenomenal, lights out of his mind, is relatively untested. He's coming and he's going to play against
exactly.
Okay, I understand that, and he's playing against a defense that is going to be stout compared to the level of defense that he played. Syracuse,
so far
out of here. I'm just going to be very honest with you. I think Joey Aguilar will be able to produce enough offense to keep the game close. Now, the spread right now is at plus 3.5 for Tennessee at home, and I'm going to take that spread because I feel like this game has a field goal win written all over it. I see the score being Georgia 26, Tennessee 23.
Yeah.
I think that defensively, the game will be only close because of the mistakes. If Tennessee does make a mistake, Georgia will take advantage of it. They'll give good field position to Gunnar Stockton, and Gunnar Stockton will do enough to get a field goal, maybe even get a rushing touchdown at some point. But I haven't seen enough out of Gunnar Stockton either to have confidence to know he's going to go into Tennessee and he's going to secure the win here. I think the defense has shown enough. Not enough to cover. So you're really riding with Georgia minus 3.5.
I'm riding with Georgia.
Can I be honest with you? What if it goes to 4.5, like 5.5? Would you still ride them? Just out of curiosity. No wrong answers.
Yeah.
See, he's guessing it. You see,
I would.
Guys,
I
take
would.
notes. He's double
I'd
guessing
ride them.
himself.
I'd ride them all the way up to 8.5.
Oh yeah, I bet you would. Why'd you take that? Take that as a pre-bet for fun. Okay, let's get a little bit. Let's tone it down. Okay, let's tone it down. I think this game. Listen, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I think this game is gonna be electric, and it is not gonna be in a powerhouse division or conference matchup. It's not Big Ten. It's not SEC. It's barely ACC. Duke visiting Tulane. Darian Mensah going back to his home school.
This is your type of matchup
and
right
playing
here.
against John Summerall. Okay, I want to go real quick over the big highlights. Darian Mensah, I mean, let's be honest. I know last week he had that fumble in the red zone that led to points. I know, it didn't look great, but he was electric. And he's still, I feel like he's at the very minimum meeting the hype that was surrounding him in the preseason. He's able to produce a ton of offense. Something like 700 passing yards in the past 2 games.
It's like top 5 in the country.
Yeah, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, he's playing lights out. And one of them was against Illinois, which is a really good defense, you guys.
Yep.
So I love Darian Mensah. The defense is crumbling. Duke's defense is, what is this defense? I mean, you were supposed to boast that you have the best front 7 in the country. And for the record, your run defense was pretty good until it wasn't. And as soon as they realized that the pass defense could not hang with Luke Altmaier, by the way, Duke, you don't look good. I am so sorry. Darian Mensah, I am so sorry for you. You went to a team that was supposed to have a good defense that was be able to keep you. I mean, what is this?
What I will say about
Go ahead, let's hear this.
About Illinois like putting up that many points on Duke. I mean, dude, they turned over the ball 6 times.
I know.
You know?
It's not sound.
Like,
it's not
with the field's position and the amount of times that they even had the ball. Like they should put up that.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask
don't
you a
be
question?
too distraught. I'm trying to. Yeah, what's up?
I understand. 6 turnovers in one game. Do you feel like that team has a good sense of sound football and they have good cohesion and they're hitting their marks and they're playing with purpose? No, 6 turnovers is absurd. It's absurd. And Darian Mensah had a few of his own. I understand that. Let's talk about Tulane for a second. Tulane on the other end of the spectrum. Jake Retzloff, crazy story. And then now he's like, I mean, the guy is at a program with an excellent head coach. And they're favored for a reason. And they're favored because of John Summerall and what he's built with that program. Now, I do want to say Retzloff is super underrated. He's having his best rushing year. He has over 7 yards per carry. He's only throwing for like 150 or so per game, but that's because they don't need to. They're running so well on the ground, which is what John Summerall's offense, that's what his like identity is. To be honest with you, Tulane, South Alabama had to keep up. I mean, South Alabama covered last week against them, but they had to keep up. They had to have a crazy comeback in the fourth. They scored 17 in the fourth at home. It just felt like they took the momentum. I watched the end of that game. Duke at Tulane. I'm taking Tulane minus 1.5. I love John Summerall. I think Retzloff is a good quarterback, especially at home. We saw how their week 1 debut was. I just love them. I love them to cover. I love John Summerall. You heard it here first, by the way. It's September of 25. John Summerall is going to be an SEC coach next year. He's going to be a head coach in the SEC next year. Tell me, what do you like about this game?
I'm saying I got to go with Duke. I have to. It's Darian Mensah against his old school. He's going back home, like I got.
I have full faith.
I think they rally. I think the team rallies together after like a game that they feel like they should have competed in at least, or they should have possibly won. 6 turnovers was the killer. So I think the team rallies behind that. I think they understand that this is a big game for their quarterback too, a big game for their program, and Tulane's a formidable opponent for sure. We know that. I like John Summerall too. But yeah, I'm going with Duke. I just think they have a lot of momentum on their side. I think they're locked in.
The front 7 is an excellent matchup for that run offense. I mean, it's going to be a good matchup. I think the score, 53-5. There's a chance this could be a shootout, but I'm just feeling like this might be a closer, more a low scoring game. Now, you said that, I think Duke getting manhandled at home, it's more demoralizing that you think, now, are they going to rally? Maybe. Darian Mensah is going to produce more than enough offense. I'm not worried. He'll throw for 300 yards. But if the Duke defense can't hold a candle to Jake Retzloff.
I see what you're saying.
Okay, we conflict on that. That's totally fine. We've conflicted on all of these. I'm just curious to see how you're I'm curious.
I'm about to head over after this. We'll fight.
I'm curious to see how you're feeling about this last matchup, which is also a night kickoff. Some might argue that this will be game of the week, and it might. And based on how I see specifically this game playing out, I think this game will be game of the week. A&M visiting Notre Dame.
Marcel Reed.
Marcel Reed. Remind me again, what happened last year when these two played?
Notre Dame won, no?
Yes, Notre Dame won.
Yeah.
I think the play.
Did they kill them? I don't think they killed them.
They ran away with it. I remember in the second half they ran away with it a little bit. Notre Dame did. I think they kept it close for the first half. Now here's the issue with the game. I think right now, A&M's identity has exclusively become Marcel Reed.
Yes.
I think they have excellent playmakers on the team. Kevin Concepcion is an excellent wide receiver. Love him. Past few games been playing lights out. But because of the nature of how A&M has run their offense, Marcel Reed has now become also the lead rusher. And I get really scared when I see the quarterback also become the lead rusher for your team, especially after a couple of weeks in the books here. I feel like it's easy to pinpoint the problem. As a defense, you know exactly what to hone in on. You kill his legs, you force him to throw, and for the record, Notre Dame, as far as their starting roster, if everyone is there and everyone's healthy, that secondary is A+. That secondary is an A+ rating.
Hands down.
Granted, I mean, as far as the depth goes on defense overall, you're probably bordering like B-, maybe even C+ territory. I saw it, and I was just telling this to Omar earlier today, but that defense crumbled on one play. Christian Gray, this was against Miami, Notre Dame. Christian Gray went down for one play with an injury, and the next play, Carson Beck gets a 40-yard touchdown. One play, he sits out. So it is detrimental. If Christian Gray, if any member of that secondary gets injured, the true freshmen come out, and they're going to get exposed. Because you have a good quarterback. You have Marcel Reed here. I'm also of the opinion that CJ Carr is playing adequate. We'll say enough. He's doing enough.
Yeah, he's doing enough. He is.
He's doing enough. All that being said, A&M plus 6.5.
Oh!
I'm going to take
A&M
6.5.
Is such a bit. Yeah,
it's too juicy.
6.5 is too much.
Guys, you know what the real lock of the game is? In my opinion, over 49.5. I think this game ends up being a shootout a little bit. I don't think Notre Dame, because of Notre Dame's lack of depth on defense, especially in their secondary, there will be times where they'll be able to expose mismatches because they have enough talent with their wideouts. Running back's great too. I think A&M will keep up with them. Notre Dame will still, get offense. I just know. So I'm really leaning heavy on the over 49.5, but A&M plus 6.5. Let's root for the underdog, you guys.
I'm riding with that.
Yeah, yes, let's go. Let's go. It's too juicy.
That number, it's too big of a number. I do think Notre Dame comes out with a win, but I don't think they come out with a big win this time around. But yeah, like you're saying, I think it'll be a good one. It should be game of the week.
It should be game of the week.
The way it's looking.
I think it's starting to lean that way. Okay, those are the 6 big matchups of the week, guys. We're going to do a quick lightning round of these last 2. This line is so stupid. USF plus 17.5 at Miami. Please tell me. What do you think?
Oh. I'm going with USF.
Okay.
I'm taking that 17.5. I just think that Miami, you know how I feel about them. I say this all the time. They have so much talent. They're a really good team. They do prove themselves, you know what I'm saying, time and time. The defense looks better this year than it did last year. But I don't know. I just feel like this is a recipe for disaster. At least with the 17.5. And it's like, I know that they're coming to Miami. But I don't think Miami's like, what's the word? Like the fan base isn't that passionate. You know what I mean?
You've lost
like,
your marbles.
Really,
You've lost your marbles.
No, they're not. It's not like the atmosphere isn't the most intimidating.
What does it say here? Miami minus 17.5.
It's not. It's not gonna. And Byron Brown's a really good quarterback. I just think they make mistakes. I think Miami wins. I think Miami wins. But I'm just saying, like,
17.5 is too much. I understand that. But I want, if you take a step back, who has USF beaten? Who have they beaten? Who has USF beaten?
Boise. Yeah, I mean, they played Boise State. I know they lost like their best guy. They played Florida. I know Florida's been a suspect program the past like 2 years. But I mean, that's two opponents tougher back to back than like a lot of other teams have faced so far, like within the whole college football landscape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like they've faced a tough opponent consistently. Maybe not to the degree of Miami's like caliber and pedigree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that they can. 17.5 is, come on. This is the University of Miami. Miami doesn't. They don't win games by a lot.
I like Miami. I like Miami. I think 17.5 is more than adequate. I can see them winning by 20 plus here, no problem. Here's the issue. I told you, is I mean, I have the same reservations and fear that you do. For the record, I know Miami is always an overhyped program, but my fear is that USF is not actually a good program, and I don't think that beating Billy Napier at home. And this is not to discredit their program at all, but I think it played a bigger role to show how poor play calling, poor clock management, it plays a big role into these games. And Billy Napier at the helm is going to ruin your day. It is what it is. Okay, Arkansas at Ole Miss. What do you got?
I'm going with Lane, maybe. I'm going with Lane.
Now the line is the line is at 6.5 at home. Why is that line so low?
Yeah.
Why is Ole Miss only favored by a touchdown?
Arkansas is a decent team, and I think Ole Miss hasn't played like many they haven't really played anyone that's tough. I mean, they played Kentucky last.
Yeah, they went toe for toe with
Kentucky.
But Kentucky has their number. Kentucky has their number, especially recently.
They do. Ole Miss is a team that I think they lost a lot of guys, but they didn't get as bad as a lot of people think they did. In some position groups, they even got better. So, I am excited to see this matchup, and I do think they cover. Austin Simmons. I'm still drinking the Kool-Aid.
I think
pause.
Of all the people to still be drinking the Kool-Aid, you're sticking with Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. That's just absurd. Arkansas. I'm not a huge fan of the program as far as, when it comes to relying on them in big pressure situations. I'm just leaning slightly towards Arkansas here because Taylor Green is so fun to watch. He's electric. I think Ole Miss is a young team, and they have a lot yet to discover, including their own identity. You and I both know Austin Simmons played awfully in that first half last week. So I don't know. Arkansas is a very quiet powerhouse here. I think people are looking to Ole Miss to try to show out this weekend, and I think Arkansas is going to give them a run for their money. Okay, yeah, I think that's all we've got for you guys this weekend. Like we said, it's crazy matchups, almost as crazy as Brandon's camera. I think that if we could just, if we make sure that some of these teams just underperform a slight bit, I think some of these picks are locks. I mean, now granted, now you and I pretty much hate each other on each one of these picks. Taking Duke. Anyway, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. You and me. We're going to have a serious conversation.
Darian, HCTR, let's go. Come on, Thursday night.
Oh, yeah, true. Thursday night. We got to go. We got to go, guys. Thursday night football.
Come on.
Love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. We'll talk to you guys on Sunday. Have a fun week.